In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. All of us have certain deprivations in our life. Almost all of us. Some of the people are having lesser of it, another some of the people, or maybe many of the people, do feel that they remained deprived, deprived of it, deprived of many things. Some of the people, maybe many of the people, think like this one. Now, this sort of thinking are these deprivations and the disadvantages they had experienced in the past become a kind of debilitating thoughts, become a kind of handicap, be kind of a crippling experience or crippling thoughts. So it becomes actually a big hurdle on their way to progress and prosperity, particularly they will not be able to enjoy much because they will always start thinking this is how I lived my life and this is how I remained deprived and empty of so many the necessary or the excuse me important things. I remained deprived of so many important things, and that is something which is actually crippling their life. That is something actually which does not allow them to enjoy their life at the maximum, at the max, and it does not allow them actually to live their life to the fullest. I think so that we need to do something because it can be changed, and not only that we can wash the negative effects of this like thinking or those experiences. Rather we can convert it into something which is positive enough, which is useful and constructive enough, which could become our asset. We can change we can replace the right sort of thoughts regarding our deprivation. I think first of all it is quite a negative habit, and it is quite a debilitating one, that once we repeat this thing in our mind again and again, I think it is something which is negative enough, which is not so good. I think whatever happened should be let it go, and we need to focus upon the present. We need to focus upon the now, the present, the present circumstances and the situations. And this is how to do that. First of all, I think we should not remember it again and again, and then next to that we can convert those thoughts into the positive one, into the constructive one, into the useful one. How? By the way, because we can think that I know better what the life is. I know it much better as compared to the rest of the people, as compared to the many other people, because they could not get the kind of experiences I had to undergo, the kind of exposure I got during my life, my childhood, my juvenile period, my teens and 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, or even present. Whatever it is, what I know it better. I know it better because I have seen the different colors of life, because I have come across the different I have seen the different aspects of the life. I know what sort of life could be. So for that reason, I know the life relatively better as compared to the people who could not undergo the kind of experience experiences and exposures I had undergone. But it only happen it can be turned into an advantage instead of the disadvantage only by one way, and this one way is that we are positive enough, that we do have the ability and the tendency and the inclination and the attitude of gaining something positive and constructive from every sort of experience. Never be negative, never be negative, never be negative about the kind of experiences we had undergone in the past or we are even undergoing now. This is This is the kind of change or improvement in our attitude which is badly needed, which is badly required. And I think that each one of us, and particularly the people who do think that they remain deprived of certain important things in their life, certain important facilities in their life, certain important relationships in their life, whatever sort of deprivations they are carrying along and repeating it, remembering it quite often, and that too in a disempowering mental state, which actually brings and cultivates the disempowering mental states. I think we need to get rid of, rather we need to replace it with something with something which is positive enough, with something which is constructive enough, with something which is useful enough, with something which is beneficial enough. And that what I can gain, I can learn, I can take advantage of whatever my experiences are, instead of turning it into something which is disadvantageous, which is like a disability, which is like something debilitating one. Why not to make it as something which is empowering us? We need to make it an empowering experiences. Why not to empower ourselves? Why not to empower ourselves with the so called deprivation? I think we need to abandon these words, and we need to replace it with something which can be taken, something like I was given the different sort of experiences, I have got the different sort of exposures in my life, and on the basis of those experiences I can comfortably say that I know better, and I know relatively better as compared to the rest of the people who had not undergone the kind of experiences I had to undergo. Thank you.